Oh, rude. I don't know if I can sit down. I haven't sat down all day. Oh. Actually, I take that back. The car ride, I sat down in the car. You know, it's always these first couple minutes in the beginning. They're just like.
Yeah.
What's up, Ken?
What's up, Cuddy?
Oh, they're getting faster on yours. You know what's gonna happen? They're all just boom. There they are.
Yeah.
What's up, James? What's up?
Houston in the house.
Okay, that name's way too long. But what's up, Jacksonville?
Jacksonville, yeah.
Cheers, guys. Hey from Cleveland. Cleveland rocks. That's where Paul's from.
They won yesterday.
Who won?
The Cavaliers.
Oh, well, okay. What's up? Dean is low on energy. Yeah, so this
He's
morning
tired?
I got up at 6. Haley and I did the, what was it, the jumping run?
No.
It was a little 5K
Infable.
with little 5K run, and then there was like 12 big jump houses that you had to run through. So, yeah, it was really, I think I dislocated my shoulder. But, you know, hey, life goes on. Actually, if you guys check out the Monday video, of course, we filmed the whole thing, so...
What's up, Jason?
You'll be able to see it. Hey, Jason! What's up, Richard? Carlos, Edward,
Richard.
Frank. Michigan's in the house.
Yeah.
Canada, too. Battle it out, Canada and Michigan. So how's everybody doing? This week has been fun.
Yeah.
We should have grabbed some new stuff to play with. I didn't even think about it. It's just been one of those weird days. We got in the new Kicker trash can looking things. The Comp RT trash can looking boxes, the 10 and the 8.
Like a bazooka.
Yeah, it looks like
something
a bazooka.
That. Yeah.
Passive radiator on the bottom and a woofer on the top. We got those in this yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
Phoenix! Home of Punch, Orion, PPI,
Alabama.
MTX. Yeah, for sure. Love all those brands.
Video is dark.
Yeah, I thought so. You know what? Hang on.
Yeah. Video is dark. Yeah, look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah, I'm dark and that light is not helping.
There you go. Yeah, no, well, that's much better. Sorry about that.
California.
Hawaii. So, anyways, that was my morning, so I got in a little late.
Yep.
Next up for the Camaro.
Chicago.
Probably going to be the speakers. Amps and I don't know.
What?
I for the Camaro. I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. It's just kind of.
Well, you have to order the speakers.
I have to order some speakers. We
first.
just became a Morel dealer. That's what we should have done. We should have brought those Morel amps. I feel really bad, guys. It's today.
We've been busy.
Looking for camera gear. Very frustrating. Very expensive, and too many options. Jason, just contact me afterwards, man. We can talk about that. We have a ton of camera gear, and you can tell me what you want to do, and I'll recommend something. I am a camera aficionado.
Very expensive. Everything is very expensive.
Yeah. At least you don't have a Fernando around you that wants to spend all your money on expensive toys.
Oh, I just like, hey, that would be good if we had this.
Yeah, so anyways, we just became a Morel dealer, so we brought in a bunch of stuff. I have all Morels. I have all Morels in my house. I've been a big Morel fan since I started this back in the 90s. Still love K2s. Don't get me wrong, still love them. But I've been a fan of Morels longer than I have Focal.
K2s.
I want the Halo 9. We actually just got done putting a Halo 9, and a good customer from Miami drove up to have us put it in.
Yes.
What kind of car was that? It was an Altima, 2016 Altima. We just put a Halo 9 in one of those. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Didn't film it, sorry, but like I said, today's been weird. Phoenix City, Alabama. Okay.
Yeah. What's up, Julio?
Morel 6x9s, Ultimate Tempo are amazing. Yeah, we brought in it.
We put the tempos.
Did we put them in the Ohio car?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we actually just did that. The picture that I put up on Instagram of the 4.800D, or the D is in the front, that was a bunch of Morels in that we did. That sounded really nice. Deep Pockets Dean. Yeah, no.
This guy.
No, actually, what helps pay for that kind of stuff for us is the tool drawer. So D and F tool drawer. When you guys buy stuff from that we recommend on Amazon, We get a little kickback from Amazon. That's what helps us, produce the video, pay for this stuff, and buy batteries and the GoPro and
Car gift.
microphones. We just bought a bunch of new microphones, so that sucked.
Yeah.
Toronto, Canada, go hockey. Don't buy kicker anything. Why? The kicker's nice. Hey, but that's your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion.
Oh yeah.
I like kicker.
Everybody's
and the
different.
Comp RT is a really nice sub.
Canada's here.
What did they say? Ever do something in a bucket?
Ever deal with
Ottawa.
a sub in a bucket?
I've never done a sub in a bucket. However, we've had a couple customers come up that have had subs in buckets, and it's hilarious. We just did the bucket conversion for our routers that we'll show you at some point.
Yeah.
We're using those for the dust collection. We finally got the dust collection system more or less hooked
Working?
up.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. We just got it hooked up Friday.
Yeah.
We're still missing some parts, but we're making progress on that, which is nice. But Kicker Marine, yeah, that stuff's nice. They got really nice, the radio. We have the Marine display that we've been playing with, and that's really cool. But no, like I was getting at is we got a ton of Morel stuff in. We brought in their amplifiers. We're from in Florida. We are in Clearwater, Florida. If you've ever been to Clearwater, Florida, you come across the big causeway there, and you see the original Hooters. If you come in TIA, Tampa International Airport, head towards the beach in Clearwater, we're on the left-hand side. You can't miss us. There's a Hooters on the right. The original Hooters #1 is on the right across the street. We look at it every day.
The original.
Buffalo shrimp is about all I can take there. Cyclone dust collection. No, we bought a big 2.5 horsepower monster suction thingy. I think you guys have one in one of your shops. I think I saw it in one of your videos. Just the bag on a big tall bag and dual sucking thing makes all kinds of noise. Then we got a dust collection, our filtration system that mounts to the ceiling. It sucks.
Yeah.
Creates a partial vacuum. What did James say there? I think he's referring to Steve Mead's bucket base.
Yeah, Steve Mead make like a 911.
Steve's got that kind of time.
Yeah.
Or he fixes it.
He fixed it actually.
Yeah. Did he fix it?
Yeah, he fixed it.
I challenge you guys to build a sub in a bucket. No, not that interested. Where's Doug when you need him? Yeah, there you go.
When you need it, yeah.
Thoughts on Stinger fast strings?
Awesome.
Okay, but let's give them our honest thoughts on that. So Stinger signed a deal and they use fast strings. We used the original fast strings first. Here's that, and
this one was the original fast string.
This is the replacement, which is the Stinger. Apparently it's the same stuff, but Fernando feels like it's not. Fernando feels like the glue on this is.
I don't know. For me,
something
it looks
to
like
him feels like
it's not the rigid
same.
like it was in this one. I don't know.
But I mean, I don't know. They
maybe it's
about
me.
The same.
It's not you. It's me.
Yeah. This does look a little grayer, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But either way, we still use them. They still work great. That's about all I got.
Yeah, that's it. But other than that, it's nice.
No, we still use them. God, I can never remember those other guys that are making them now too that we talked about that one time. That are using it on a closed cell. So it took me 5 minutes. It took 5 minutes for answering my question. Sorry, there's a lot of questions scrolling through here.
Yeah.
So we answer them as fast as we can. Yeah. Much love from Fort Myers. Hey guys, good to see you again. Good to hear from you. Yep. Do you have any amps to get more bass for a regular cab truck? Okay. I don't even know how to answer that.
All right, Kevin say I'm gonna order my stuff for my Velociter this week. My mother is in St. Pete Beach, so she's gonna pick it up. Nice.
What's up from New Orleans? Is there a delay? There might be a delay.
Probably.
I mean, we're watching it here. He's listening it there. I'm sure there probably is some form of delay. It is the internet. SoundSkin rings. Yes, that's them. I've seen their pictures on Instagram. We're not a SoundSkin dealer, But I'd really like to get a set of those just to play with them, so I'm probably going to have to order them myself. And
All right, are
play
you
with those in my
familiar
car.
with the Street Eagle GPS tracking unit?
Yes, we actually use Street Eagle. That is distributed by Amp of America, which is PAC guys. So we install those. They're actually really nice. If there's really nothing to them, you can hook up 3 wires if you want, power ground accessory. You can do starter disable if you want. If you want it to unlock your door, all you have to do, if it's a negative trigger already, you just hook it up. If it's not, you can add a relay. You can use it to lock the doors if you want. If you hook it up to ignition, it'll tell you every time the ignition starts. The service, you can make a geofence. A geofence is so that you want the car to stay within these boundaries, and anytime it leaves that, it notifies you from an email. We had one guy that had a carpet cleaning service, and he wanted them for that so that he could, he wants to say PAC audio is killing him. He had a carpet cleaning service, so what we did with the Street Eagle is we used one of the triggers, because it has like an input trigger. Every time they turned on and off the carpet cleaner machine in the back, it sent a trigger through that so that they knew when it would turn on and off. So if they were turning it on and off when they weren't at an appointment, then they would know, because I guess they got to take the vans home at night, and the guy thought that he was getting ripped off even though he was the owner.
Alright.
Bazookas are flea market specials now. Pros don't use them.
Yeah.
I don't know how to take that.
Hey guys, I just installed a 5-channel amp Pioneer amp, 4 Rockford speakers, and a Pioneer Downfire 12. With the car not running, I get a mil hum that increases, and I increases the volume. I have a good ground. What do you think it is?
What do you think it is? You asked.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. You tell me.
Let's see.
Is it when the car on or the car off?
When the car is off. Let me see. I got this one. With the car not running.
With the car not running, I get a mild hum that increases as I increase volume. Mild hum. Okay. Well, okay. So is it hooked up to an aftermarket radio? Is it hooked up to a factory radio? It could be something you're getting from over the RCAs. So, like if you're using a high level to low level adapter, it could be feedback from the high level to low level adapter. If it's hooked up to a aftermarket radio, I would check the RCAs, make sure that they're a good set of RCAs, and you don't have them, bad set, or the radio itself, depending on what kind of radio it is. So it's unplug the RCAs, see if it goes away, see if it's actually induced. The other thing too is check your gain. If you have your gain set too high, gain is like a microphone. You're going to get that noise. It's going to pick all that up. The input becomes more sensitive. It's going to pick up noise. So there you go. Try all that. What's up?
All right. Yeah, all right. So what's up, guys? Running a Pioneer 8601 to a pair of COM-C subwoofers.
Okay.
It's playing louder with the RCA plugged in. What could be
What's
the
up,
problem?
running a Pioneer, a pair of COM-C subs? It's playing louder with one RCA plugged in. Okay, so basically what you got an amp, got RCAs plugged in. It plays louder when only one RCA is plugged in.
Mm-hmm.
The question I was asked is, how is it hooked up? Sounds like it might be hooked up high level. If it's hooked up high level, a lot of times what happens is, if you're using a high level to low level adapter and you use both left and right wires on them, if you hook up one out of polarity with the other, what you're going to get is just that. You're going to have an out of polarity signal going into the amplifier, which means you're going to actually have amplified out of polarity sound. That's just like when you hook up 2 subwoofers backwards. So you're having a polarity issue over the signal. I don't know other than how else if it's the radio, if you have a bad radio, or if it's, but that's the problem. You have a polarity signal problem.
All right. So, Cargive, what do you think about the SX2?
Cheap sound, dampening, any good? No. It'll all peel off, fall on the bottom of your door. At least that's what I'm told. We only use the good stuff. It's worth it. If it's your car and you love it, pay a little extra to get the better stuff.
All right.
Okay.
So what do you think about the SX2 1200.6 Phoenix Gold?
I love it. I think it's a really nice amplifier. I'm a big fan. That's actually one of the amplifiers that I've been toying with putting in my car.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's a lot of power. It's the right size, and it looks really nice. Amplified speaker cancellation. It's a thing. What Pioneer Double DIN has the same features as a pure SNE network mode, active mode crossovers? Okay, the 8800 is going to be okay, that's not a double DIN. So all the double DINs that are not NEX, old NEX. So if you get into an AVH, all the current AVH, when you first power them up, they're going to say network mode or standard mode. The only ones that don't do that are like a 42, 52, 62, 72, or 82. None of those do it. If you're looking for double DIN video piece. So I think the currents are like the 400, 500, 600, the 391s, 491s. All those all have, what you're looking for is network mode. They're all going to have network mode, 3-channel, front rear sub, or they're going to have tweeter mid low.
All right. So there's no chance of wireless Android Auto for the 3300 NEX
No.
in the future. What single DIN, not the Halo, flip out will you use in a 98 Dodge pickup?
I mean, at the end of the day, the 3300 is really going to be your best single DIN radio. If you need a single DIN flip out, that's what the 3300 was made for. The problem is that you need Wi-Fi to do the wireless stuff, and it basically killed Pioneer to come out with that radio. They were like, oh God, we got to come out with that. They didn't put they didn't even put iData in it because they're like, who's going to buy this? It's going to go in an old car. More than likely, iData isn't going to be compatible with it. And of course, everyone's like, really? No. And I think we ran into a situation where we needed one to work with iData and it didn't have it. And we were like, oh great. So, it's just one of those pieces. They look at the past units sold and they're like, all right, fine. You guys are bugging us. I mean, Pioneer didn't even want to come out with a 5-channel amplifier. We basically had to beg them, please come out with a 5-channel amplifier. And they're like, how many are you going to sell? It's like, I don't know. Just make it.
Yeah.
They're really weird.
All right. I appreciate the advice on switching the 2 ohms Infinity out 4 ohm speakers.
Okay.
I went with my Kickers KS speakers in my 2006 Accord and 2016 Highlander.
Yeah, no, the Kicker KS, we've been playing a little bit more with those lately, and I mean, think what you will about Kicker, I really don't care. I'm not a brand guy. I go with, if it works and it sounds good, yeah, rock it. All these things are tools. At the end of the day, they're all tools. Some sound better than others, some perform better than others. There's no question about it. But, we've been doing a couple of the KS cars lately because
speakers, yeah,
they're shallow.
Yeah,
they sound really good for being shallow. So yeah, I'm impressed. I mean, I like them. I'm late. Hey, howdy from Ohio. Do you think Kenwood will ever do a double T-mask again? No, that was a tragedy, man. They went through so many ribbon cables on that. For those of you who aren't familiar with it, Kenwood used to make a radio that when you turn it off, it would flip the radio around and hide it, so it looked like you detached the face of the radio. The problem is apparently they didn't know how to make ribbon cables.
Okay, what double DIN has the same features as the ADPRS?
I already answered that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so double DIN with navigation and waterproof for a motorcycle or boat. Yeah. Nothing that I know of, because if I look at the big 3, none of them do that. Especially with the navigation side of things, that's going to be the tough one. Rockford makes all their marine rated radios, and they make a big one. It has a really nice display screen, but it's not a double DIN that would go in like a Harley or something like that. So I'm sorry. I don't know of anyone that are going to be waterproof.
All right, it's any difference in amperage running 2 amps, 2500 watts over 1 amp, 5000 watts?
I got 1,000,000 watts of power.
Yeah.
So what's the question?
Just if it's any difference.
Is there any
Amperage.
difference in amperage running 2 amps at 2,500 watts over running 1 amp? Oh, okay. So running 2 amps at 2,500 watts a piece, making 5,000 watts, or running 1 amp at 5,000 watts.
Yeah.
So, okay, where you'd see a difference would probably be in efficiency of the amplifier. So one power supply at 5,000 watts should technically be a little bit more efficient than 2 power supplies running 2,500 watts apiece. Now, you know, when it comes to big amps like that, hey, from Sweden, you know, I like the big amp thing because I like this seeing that big amp. I think is really cool to look at. But personally, I like 2 amplifiers.
Yeah.
I always like 2. I don't know why. I think just because it looks cooler. That's it. You know, they're both cool looking, but I don't know. When we were at Daytona last year and they had that giant Orion amp, I was like, ooh, man, I wish I had something to put that in because that just looks so cool. But no, technically at the end of the day, the 1 amp should be a little bit more efficient, but I think you're still going to draw a ton of current. So
yeah.
I think you'll be talking maybe 10 or 15 amps. I don't think it'll be enough to care.
All right. Do you guys know any double ding with navigation and waterproof?
Okay.
No?
Yep, got that one.
All right.
They're making from 05 Suburban to keep my steering wheel controls and add vehicle diagnostics. The only thing that would be able to do that would be if you go to, okay, so do they make a connector for an 05 Suburban to keep my steering wheel controls and add a vehicle diagnostics? That would be something that would be straight up iData. It wouldn't give you diagnostics. It'd give you the ability to read trouble codes. If a trouble code, it'd be to reset it. It's not going to like read trouble codes and stuff like that. You know, to tell you if the door is open possibly and what your tire pressure is, if that's all on the bus that it can read. But you'd go to idatalink.com and search Maestro, which is going to be the green tab at the top, not the yellow tab. And then you could see if your car is listed as something that will take a Maestro RR. If it is, you'd have to buy a compatible radio for that. And then you could put it in and you get whatever features they allow you to do. Of course, one of them would be retaining steering wheel controls.
All right. 2014 Challenger Boston Acoustic 6 speakers set up with a Uconnect. It sucks. Changing speakers and want to add an amp.
What car was that? Challenger?
2014
Boston
Challenger.
Acoustics. Okay, Uconnect.
I want to add an amp.
Okay, so if you got the 014 Challenger, first off, you can add what's called a Pack Amp Pro, and that'll allow you to get 6-channel, 4-volt, 5-volt, 5-volt preamp level output or an SP diff out of the head unit without changing anything right off the bat. So you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is add that. Real quick, access steering wheel control or pack steering wheel control? Really? Access or pack?
No, I mean definitely pack.
Okay, wow,
sorry,
that really hurt my head. Pack all the way. Get a CP2. We've talked about them a bunch of times on the show. You download the app to your phone. It shows you how to put it in. All right, so back to the Challenger. Pick yourself up the Amp Pro, and that'll allow you to get your 6-channel preamp output. Then you can go to any amplifier you want. And also, brand new, they just started shipping this week, they make a T-harness. So that now you can just unplug and plug in a T-harness at the amplifier so you can get all your speaker wires.
Yeah.
They make it for Ford and they make it for Chrysler. It just came out. We probably won't get to see them for another week and a half because they're only shipping out of California. Pack sucks that way. They're driving me crazy. But at least they finally made them. Hold on. Yeah, and new pack harnesses. So I'll bring this up here to the camera, which it probably won't focus on. But this is the new pack harness for the Fords. And this is the new pack T-harness for the Chryslers. So now when you get to an Amp Pro, you can pick up those T-harnesses, and that'll make installing them even easier, and you don't have to cut any wires. And they're T-harnesses because with the pack, you actually leave the factory amp installed. So, and then from that point, yes, 5 volts. So from that point, you can go into any amplifier you want. So like the Phoenix Gold we were just talking about, the 6.1200. Really nice amplifier. New mids and highs. Keep everything at 4 ohm. Don't go crazy and get like silly 2 ohm speakers like the guy just talked about. Those suck. But yeah, so then you can build any system you want from there, and it's great. And you'll retain your retain your navigation, backup sensors, Bluetooth, anything that makes noise is all still there.
All right, where can I find a subwoofer box for a 2001 Chevy Silverado single cab? A good box.
So A-Trend makes really nice boxes that are pre-made to fit into. You can go A-Trend, or what we use is brightstarcarstereo.com. They'll probably have one. If they don't, you can call them and probably make one for you. You can also check out Foxbox, but there's 3 brands right there. Sure, Nowpack makes a T-harness, right? I know, trust me. Yeah, it's been a lot of grief. Hold on, Southstream amplifiers any good? Southstream is a price point driven amplifier. They're not terrible, but they're not great. They're a price point. If you're looking for an amplifier and you're trying to build a high-end system, no. If you're looking for it because you're just getting into this and you need an amplifier, yeah, it's perfect.
All right, any recommendations to getting Wi-Fi on my 2005 Denali, like the new cars have?
Get to do what?
Wi-Fi.
Oh, Wi-Fi like the new cars have.
Hotspot.
Yeah, you just use a hotspot. Right, yeah. Okay, so right now, there's really nothing that these aftermarket radios do with Wi-Fi. Like the ILX 107 has Wi-Fi built into it, but it's only an ad hoc network that pairs to the iPhone so they can do wireless CarPlay. Once the new Kenwoods come out, it's going to have a Wi-Fi network built into it so it can do wireless Android Auto. Once the new Pioneers come out, that's right, new Pioneers are coming out, probably about 2 months. It'll have Wi-Fi in it as an ad hoc network so that you could do, there again, wireless CarPlay or wireless Android Auto.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, because I haven't seen anything either. But there's nothing that these radios do yet that requires Wi-Fi. Like, they're not pairing to a network and uploading updates, so there's no reason for them to put a Wi-Fi hotspot in them that will cost you money to do like an AT&T plan, because they don't need them yet. And that's all the ones in the cars are for, is so that they can communicate back and forth to update the car and charge you money so that your kid can sit in the back seat with an iPad that doesn't have internet connection on it. But now you really don't need it. Most phones will allow you to do, most contracts allow you to do pairing just right off the phone. Like AT&T finally backed down on that. I can pair my laptop to this wherever I'm at and have a hotspot. So,
all right. Do you guys recommend running separate amps for highs and lows, or just going to 5-channel amp to run the whole system? It's a 2013 Scion TC with a stock electrical running 4 gauge.
Okay, so 5-channel amp, 2 amps. Power is always going to be the deciding factor in that. By power, there's a couple ways to think of power. First, power is going to be, like you said, the stock electrical system. If you want to keep the stock electrical system in the car, you don't want to do a bunch of batteries, you're not going to be going crazy or anything like that, a 5-channel is nice because a 5-channel allows you to add all the power you want from a 5-channel, and it's only one power supply drawing current. So though there are some big 5-channels that draw a lot of current, there's also smaller 5-channels that don't. So like an 801.5 Kenwood Exelon amplifier is a smaller 5-channel amplifier that's going to give you a ton of power. If you want to see its performance, head over to Old School Car Stereo on the YouTubes, and you can see his review of that amplifier and the 9601 and how much power they put out. It's insane. Check that out for sure. Now, the other side of it is how much actual power you want for your speakers. So in some cases, like a 5-channel amp only puts out like 300 watts for a sub. Well, if you're doing one sub, possibly like 112 ported or 212 or 210s, that might be okay. Some of the bigger ones, Alpine PDX V9 puts out a 500 watts for the sub. So you can do a little bit bigger subwoofer system. So that's where it's going to vary. Now, the other side of that is the 2 amplifier systems, but yet keeping the power consumption low. That's where like the Punch new T-Series micro power amplifiers come in. You can get into those amplifiers that draw a lot less current than their bigger brothers and get a lot more power of them. So they have the 750.1, which is 750 watts, 1,000. And then you can get their 404, which is like 500 watts divided by 4, blah, 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 power, and power everything. They also make a 1005 too that doesn't consume a ton of power. So there's a lot of options there to consider. Really, at the end of the day, 2 things to think about is A, how much power do I need for the speakers I'm trying to run, and B, how crazy do I want to go on my electrical system. The Audison 5.1 is a really, 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 really nice 5-channel amplifier, and then it has a AB class high section and a class D for the sub amp. So it's like the dream come true amplifier, and it also comes with a wake you up real quick price tag. So, but hey, if money is no object, definitely buy. Look at those, because that's bad.
All right, do you guys like the center speakers that come with the cars? And if you so, how you wire them?
I'm sorry. You guys use center? No, we never used. No, we never used the factory center channel speaker in the car, because most of the time when we're doing a system that has one of those, we're upgrading it substantially, and we're going to use time correction. And if we set the time correction up right, which we really try to do every time, you'd never know there wasn't a speaker there. So yeah.
All right. I have 2 amps in my car, one for channel 1 monoblock, and they both say they do a 1200 watt max, but I believe they do less. Do I need a second battery?
So regardless of what amplifiers you have, the key to an amplifier's performance is power, like we just talked about. If you have an amplifier that says it puts out 1200 watts, a lot of the times you can look at the fuse and get an idea of what it's actually putting out. Sometimes they're starting to get wise to the game on that and change those to bigger fuses than the amplifier could ever possibly blow. But, if you are playing it late at night and your headlights are dimming constantly, spend the money, get the battery. We used to say many years ago, for every $1 you spend on an amplifier, you spend 50 cents on making the system work better, meaning bigger power wire, a battery. At the time we were using a product called an MBR70, which was a battery charging system that Orion made. So there's a lot of things you can do to improve the voltage flow through the car. Do you need a second battery? Probably not. Better power wire, good power wire, copper power wire. Someone just said big 3 upgrade. Got to be careful with that nowadays on these newer cars, but definitely increasing some of the grounding points from like 8 gauge to 4 gauge can help out a lot. There's a lot you can do before, but batteries like Stinger makes the SPV20, and they make a red top version of it. There's these little small batteries that are perfect for going into a smaller system. It's a 4 gauge in. Make sure you run your 2 fuse holders, one next to each battery. Really low impact thing that will increase sound great. I mean, the more power you put in the amplifiers, the better they sound, hands down.
All right. Hello again. My wife has a 2017 Nissan Rogue with Bose. I had not having CarPlay. It has something like 6 or 7 cameras.
Yes.
Is there any way that I can keep it in the aftermarket stereo?
Okay, so actually there was just a thread on this. Apparently that camera system is not part of the radio, from what we're told. We haven't done one yet, and even though my wife has one, I haven't taken it apart yet because she doesn't want me to, and I can respect that. It's her car, and I wouldn't let her do it to my car. So anyways, supposedly that is a full box somewhere else, and that and the radio is just a standard 2-wire that can be soldered to an RCA. That's just starting to come out, that you don't need anything. Now the camera button on that allows you to see like the front camera and stuff like that, you'd lose that feature, but I believe you're still going to keep the top down and the backup camera, that whole split screen, that's being fed into that from an external box. To my knowledge, we haven't had a chance to do it yet, but like I said, there's a couple threads on some of the blogs or whatever we read where they've been talking about that. So people are finally just getting into that. So something to check into. I don't have a positive, definite 100% on that yet, but it looks like, yeah, you're going to be able to do it. You're just going to have to find a shop that knows how. All
right, I have a 2007 Escalade. I add a subwoofer to the factory system. I tap into the subwoofer.
Okay.
And my issue is I listen to older music.
Yeah.
And I want to,
bass.
Yeah, more bass. Do I need the epicenter?
Yes. Actually, it's funny. We just did, we posted a picture on Instagram where we had the Epicenter 600 amplifier. And for those of you guys that don't know, that series of amplifiers, AudioControl has discontinued to bring out non-epicenter amplifiers. So they're 800. They have a new 801, and I believe they're working on a new 1600.1.
Mm-hmm.
But the epicenter amplifiers apparently didn't do all that well for them, so they're just discontinuing them. I'm a big fan. I thought they were great. I like the idea of the epicenter in the amplifier. That truck we were putting in some subs underneath the back seat. It had a factory amplified Bang & Olufsen system, headache. But anyways, he's an old school guy. He likes old school hip hop where it was just like house style. Boom, 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 boom. So the epicenter is great for that. I'm an old school rocker. I like listening to Van Halen, Ozzy, and stuff like that. And that just has that dot 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 dot, and it's really loud. It's I like. So. Yeah, an epicenter will definitely give you that. The problem with the epicenter is you always have to be careful, because if you are listening to bass music and you have an epicenter, you're going to have super bass music. It can get really crazy.
Okay, what are your thoughts on the Pioneer PRS D800 amps?
Oh, those are little, yeah.
Yeah, I
a nice little
purchased 3
amp.
for the network, yeah. With Morel Tempo Ultra 602, with Morel ADM V6, and that's up.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. No, I mean the PRS, any Pioneer PRS equipment was great.
Yeah.
Pioneer screwed that whole line up though, because they just, it's Pioneer. They don't know how to. They have a really hard time with marketing.
Okay,
stuff.
para Sebastián, los radios Android no son buenos, nunca ponemos ninguno, so. Alright, let's see. Can I use the epicenter?
Okay, so real quick on the Street Eagle, I have a 2015 push to start. Was not able to have the ignition disable work. Can you have it work? So you're right, because you can't disable the ignition. However, what you can disable is the foot brake wire. So in order to start that car, you have to put your foot on the brake. Okay, so if you put the relay on the foot brake wire, then the car that'll kill the.
Yeah.
That's kind of what those guys say, is hook it up to the foot brake.
Okay, Jason, still waiting on the AudioControl scope, RTA. Not Patel.
Yeah, I don't have one either.
What's up, Philip?
Yeah, hey, what's up, man?
Can I use the epicenter with the sub output? Does I need a full range signal?
So that's one of the things that we hadn't had a time to test yet. Everyone says so they say you need that full range signal to help make it do what it needs to do. The car we put it in, we were using a sub output because we needed to use the sub output because all the other channels are actively crossed over. We had no problem with it working. Could it have worked better? I don't know. I mean, maybe. It was doing what it needed to do for us, so still out on the fence on that. I don't have I need to get a definitive answer on that so we can shoot that video. So stay tuned. I mean, I keep saying we're going to shoot that video, and I know we haven't, and I feel terrible, but it's just been so crazy busy. Who works there? Front desk. Well,
Yeah.
When we're doing these things like this, we're closed. So, like right now here, it is
Steve Jobs.
7 o'clock. We close at 6:30. So anytime we're doing a live show, it's totally after hours. When we're filming, when we're installing, that's open hours. We're working, so we just film when we work.
Can a 2016 Impala get an aftermarket head unit?
If it can, you'd want to check metroonline.com. That would be the only company that could possibly have that dash kit right now. So yeah, if it's got that small screen in it, that kind of stinks. If it has an 8-inch touchscreen in it, but no Bose, stay tuned, because once Amp comes out with the Amp Pro for that car, as long as it have an 8-inch touchscreen in it, you'll be able to add the Amp Pro to it and get 6-channel 5-volt preamp output.
Alright, I have a Ferrari 308 GT.
Michael is my real name. Good name though.
I want to add an Apple CarPlay, but the radio is set back into the dash.
Yeah.
Can you fit one?
I don't remember what the dash in a Ferrari 308 GT looks like, so I'd have to probably not, because those Ferraris typically put single DINs in the dash, so you'd have to do a flip out. Flip outs won't come out that far, so no.
It's like us.
Yeah, so nothing yet.
Any news on those Kenwood HD decks?
Yeah, so I don't know if we mentioned it. So basically how it works is that when a manufacturer introduces a product like they did, we get to order it. And that means that it's within 30 to 45 days from actually dropping. We couldn't order those until 2 weeks ago. They opened ordering up on all those decks. So that means from 2 weeks ago we were 30 to 45 days out from actually shipping them to us. So Jason will probably get them first. Because, you know, they're cool.
Yeah, they're
cooler
cool.
than us.
He's cool.
But then, yeah, so within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll probably start to see those. Don't worry. As soon as they come in, we'll do a show and say, look what showed up.
Yeah.
Because I really want to start playing with one of them. Someone asked what I thought of the Halo 9. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I played with it for a little while. It's no longer in my car.
What?
I know. We played with it. And I'll say, there you go, Jason. Metra
99324.
B is for the 2016 Impala.
There you go. Thank you,
I played
Jason.
with the Halo 9 for a little while and figured out what it did. Had a good time with it. Haley was not a fan. Wife was not a fan. It was kind of big for me, for my taste.
Take it out.
So I enjoyed it. I'm on to the next radio already, so right now we're playing with a
Kenwood.
Kenwood. I have a 595 6.2 inch in there that we're just playing with. That's why we shot the video on the 795 because we really, we shoot a lot of Pioneer videos and it's fine, but we really want to concentrate more on like the videos for like the Kenwoods and the Alpines and stuff like that, and try to answer more of those questions. So by putting those in my car, I actually have more time to play with them, and because we our ratio of sales between like Pioneer and Kenwood Alpine, Pioneer is up here and those guys are down in this area, so we don't always get the time to play with them as much as we want to.
Right.
We sell a decent amount of them still, but it's sometimes we just have to get them out. We don't get to spend hours with them. So now by able to switch out, by finally figuring out what I want to do in my car, I get to play with these other radios. So I can't wait for the new Kenwood to come in, because as soon as that comes in, that's going in.
I heard that one before.
No, that one's going in.
That one before.
No, that one's going in as soon as it comes in.
Anyway.
Thanks for response on the Alpine. But yes, no, the Halo 9, yeah, if you're in, it's so polarized. I mean, it's so polarized because you either love that floating display screen or you hated it. And the video went just like that. It's like we knew that's what we were going to get. We were going to get the people like, that is so terrible. And other guys going, that is so amazing. And like the one we put in today.
Yeah.
The guy was like, I saw your video. I liked it. It's what I wanted. We took it out to his car, put the screen up, like, what do you think? And he's like, yeah, that's it. Let's do it. Boom.
Hey,
went in.
Eduardo Cardenas, hello to Mexico City.
Price on the Halo 9, I think retails like $800. Honestly, I don't know. That's not our real, but
all right.
Yeah,
hey guys, I have a
big
2008 Nissan Titan. Will the Alpine ILX 207 fit in my truck?
Yeah.
Also, when I install the steering wheel controls, will I lose my phone controlling my steering wheel?
No.
No.
So $8.99. Thank you, Jason. Jason's on point tonight. Jason's back with a vengeance. Love it.
Boom.
So no, you won't. You won't lose the steering wheel controls. You won't lose any controls. What kind of was it? Nissan? Was it
Nissan Titan?
Nissan Titan. What year?
2008.
2008. No, 2008 is perfect.
Yeah.
Get yourself a CP2.
Yeah.
Pack audio.
Yeah.
Boom. Back to go. You can program anything you want. Do multi-touch. So if you have one button for phone, you can have each button do two things. So you're good there.
Yeah.
The Alpine they've updated those for Alpine, because Alpine never had push to talk until they had the ILX 007. So because of that was the first radio they had push to talk for. So they've had time to update all their units so that you can keep push to talk, answer, hang up. It's all there. You're all good to go.
All right. So this is nice, Chris.
Yes.
Chris is the guy from Ohio. He
We're
said,
gonna
thank you
see
so
if
much
Chris
for the
is-
install in the Highlander.
Oh, thank
Morale
you.
sound amazing, great, extremely clear in sound.
I'm just happy you made it home alive,
Oh
because
my
that's
God.
a long drive.
1,200 miles.
1,200 miles. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh.
Well,
And
thank you for
Thank you
coming.
for making the trip.
Yeah,
It was
definitely.
great meeting you guys.
And I heard that you want to come back.
Yeah, come back. they had a lot of fun on the beach. You know?
Nice.
They had
Yeah,
a lot
no,
of fun on the
I
beach.
see the faces.
Oh yeah, dude, man,
Red,
they're killing it on the beach.
That's nice.
Dude, us Northerners don't belong on the beach. You know, I'm pasty white, man. It's just how I am. I'm from the north. Everyone in my family's always been from the north. Son and me just don't get along. I don't tan. I burn. You know, and you can always tell the Northerners, boy.
When we're gonna see Fernando's G35 deck?
So Fernando's G35 deck is right here.
Look at that.
This is Fernando's G35 deck right here. Oh, that way. It's the DSR1. Hold on for a second.
Yep, right there.
So what we plan on doing with him is putting this in his car and rocking this for a while, just to play with it.
Yeah.
His car, because of the way his dash is set up, unless I can find, I'm not a big fan of the Metro kit. You're not either.
No.
It looks terrible. Scotia has a kit now.
If you Scotia want to send me one.
Actually, we're trying to take care of that.
Yeah.
I don't know what theirs looks like yet, but I just want to get it, feel it, touch it, and see how that one is.
Yeah.
We haven't ordered it because the Metro kit works.
Yeah.
It's one kit that they make that is solid and it works. Scotia's just gotten in the game within the last year and a half. So, you know, if I could find a factory one, because I have one, but it's the wrong one.
That's the wrong year.
Yeah, so I have the wrong year factory one in my car that is just sitting in the trunk, which kind of sucks. But if I can find his kit.
But anyway, we're gonna use my factory radio.
Yeah.
So we can play high level if any customer don't want to change the radio.
Yeah. So
and they want a DSR1.
Plus the DSR1 has the aux input, so we can Bluetooth in. We can use the control knob to control his volume. So it's gonna be fun.
Another
what?
test bench.
Another test bench. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, that's really what we wanted to do because. You know, we get to play with a ton of equipment, but there's still a ton of equipment we don't get to play with just because, for whatever reason. So we want to be able to play with all those things. And it's great to put it on the bench and play with it, but I want to be able to play with it in a car. So like, you know, like the new kicker, what's that amp called? The Q?
The key.
The key. New kicker key.
Yeah.
We can't test that on a bench. We need to put it in a car. And it's really hard for Paul to sell it until I sit there and give Paul a class on how to sell it. So by going ahead into Fernando's car and putting in a T-harness that allows us to put DSPs in the back, we can install something like a key into his car real quick, plug in the mic, play with it, and get it to do all kinds of neat stuff.
Yeah. And
then go, here, Paul, here's what this looks like. Boom, there you go.
Yeah. Question then, I got a 2014 Toyota Camry SE. I'm a car audio enthusiast, but I heard presses on upgrading the factory radio. I have my old component from my previous car, Infinity Kappa JL. Okay.
NJL.
Okay.
So, got a 2000, okay, so what's the question? Home enthusiast, but I'm hard pressed to upgrade the factory radio.
Oh.
I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it's replace the, I mean, if, okay. I understand. You know, I rocked my factory Camaro radio for 9 years, and you know, now that I've taken it out, you know, I liked the factory radio, but I like the factory look. What I use my radio for, I just do Bluetooth, man.
Right. No, but like for you, that was because
there was no dash kit that I liked.
No dash kit.
Yeah, there was no dash kit that I liked. That was
for
the main
Toyota 14, awesome. You know,
you
can use the dialing piece.
Yeah, they make a lot of nice stuff for that.
You can have a lot of stuff in that car.
Yeah, so you can keep everything. Yeah. But I understand there's that fear, and plus, you know, the conversation we always have with PAC is it's the greatest product that nobody knows about because they don't know how to market themselves. You know, it's like, how do you tell somebody, hey, do you want to replace the radio in your car? We make a dash kit to do that. Well, what the hell's a dash kit, and how do I even know to look for it? What's a smart harness? How do I know? What do you mean? What do I need a smart harness for? How do I even know if I need a smart harness? Where do I go to find this stuff out? And that's why we talk about these brands constantly. That they don't pay us for it, but we use the stuff, and we're trying to make your lives a little bit easier. So, you know, if there's a dash kit, if there's a wiring harness, if there's a rear camera retention, there's going to be a steering wheel control interface. If you want it to sound better, pull the crappy Toyota radio out because it's crappy. It's just how it is.
Yes.
Put in a nice radio, put in your nice classic audio stuff, as long as it's not dry rot and the spider hasn't collapsed. Put that stuff in, make it sound good.
Yeah.
You know, if you got home audio. My home audio is way better than my car. Has been for years.
Yeah.
You know, and every morning when I drive to work, I just.
Yep.
Talk radio. Talk radio sounds good on everything. I'm struggling with a decision.
I rock my factory Scion radio for 5 days, then I rip it off.
So
there you go.
Yeah,
see?
exactly. Okay,
Jason.
Yeah, prime example. Okay, so so before this, I had a Dodge Ram. Kenwood radio on the Dodge Ram. Like the first week I had it, I pulled it out, put a Kenwood radio in it. Sue had a Ford Explorer. As soon as we got that came out, I put an app radio on that, like immediately. Like, actually, no, I'm sorry. I put a Kenwood double din in there, and then once the app radio came out, I put the Pioneer app radio in that.
Yeah.
Before that Dodge Ram, I had a Dodge Ram. I had Kenwood radio on that. Before that Dodge Ram, but
New York.
So every car I've had, like within, like he said, the first 5 days. I mean, when I bought my Mitsubishi Eclipse back in the day, 2000 or 1993 Mitsubishi Eclipse, heck yeah, baby, road trip. Anyways, I mean, I was literally looking at the car and scoping it out, going, all right, what can I do to this car? Oh, it's got tweeters up in the dash. Ooh, and there's an option for a speaker in the door.
Done.
I'll take it. It's got a double din. They didn't even make double dins back then.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, we was just killing it. It's just the dash kits that were out for the Camaro sucked.
Yeah.
This one looks a lot better. Now I get to play with radios, so I'm happy.
Definitely.
I don't know why I waited so long. I'm an idiot.
Guys, can I remove the factory amp now? With the pack T harness on my 2015 F-150 Sony system.
It's a T harness because you're gonna leave the factory amp in. So you're just gonna. It's an in and out. You got the way the pack harness is designed is to retain. You have to keep the factory amplifier. It's part of the data bus that they designed. It's just how they engineered it to work. Is that they're using something that's built into the amplifier that needs to stay in the bus in order for it to work. So
hello, Toby. Thank you for watching.
Now, if you wanted to remove your amplifier just because, then that would be iData. The iData link pieces you can remove. They're I upgraded from listening to audiobooks to your podcast. Oh, thank you, Jason. But if the iData is designed for you to remove the factory amplifier, so if you want to pull it out, then you go with like an iData or like a DSR1 or you do DSR1.
All right. So I want to upgrade my 2003 Yukon Denali that has a factory installed navigation built in. I would like to upgrade it with a newer navigation stereo with no glare and easy to use.
So what you're going to want to wait for is the new Kenwood units that are coming out. Kenwood has their new anti-glare, high-resolution navigation systems like we talked about earlier. I don't remember what the model numbers are, but if you go to kenwood.com/USA or something like that, just Google Kenwood and go to the Exelon page. And when you get to the Exelon page, you're going to have XR. Is it XR? And Exelon. There's two Exelon things at the top of the page. Click the first one. That's going to be their high-end stuff. That's going to be the radio you're going to look at that has the anti-glare and all that fun stuff. And you're going to pay for it.
Oh, yeah. All right,
2000. Hey, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
2005 Tacoma. How does the pack dash kit compare to the Metra?
2005 Tacoma. Probably better. I honestly don't know. I mean, we use that one. We're using the pack for sure. Tacoma. Tacoma's the small one, right? Tundra's the big one.
Yes.
So yeah, we're using the pack one for that for sure. You know, I always buy. We buy best kits, which is pack first. We always buy them first. Okay, that's our go-to kit first. If for some reason that kit doesn't do it, you know, or the paint is off or something like that, we'll look at the Metras. Sometimes the Metras do a better paint job, but then they just build the kits funky, or the hole is too big, or some other silly thing like that. So, you know, we don't look past the pack unless we have to. And most of the time, if Metra makes it first and pack makes it second, as soon as pack makes theirs, we stop carrying the pack because it's just, we stop carrying the Metra because the pack is going to fit better. I don't know. It's just how it works for us.
All right, this is kind of confused, but okay. Question on my Kenwood 9903S. Which number of volume do you typically set the gain and the amp? Also, do you use an RTA?
So, okay, so on a Kenwood 9903 is not going to clip. So there's no clipping. Clipping is the distortion, meaning I had a guy ask me today, he says, well, you talk about clipping all the time. What is actually clipping? Clipping is the point where the radio no longer puts out a clean signal. It starts pushing some form of distortion, also called a square wave is one way to describe it, but it's some form of noise that isn't the music anymore, okay? A lot of the times you'll see somebody draw a square like this, and then, oh, it's clipping, whereas sound is normally a nice big sine wave. Kenwoods typically don't have this problem as long as you don't just adjust the, what's the term? Source level control. Level control. So if you keep everything at 0, turn the volume all the way up. Now, where do we tune an amplifier? Obviously, if we're going to be listening it all the way up is where you're going to tune it. Now, a Kenwood, that radio puts out 5 volts. What does your amplifier take for input? If you're, on the side of the amplifier, there's usually some form of a lowest number, highest number. Most amplifiers are going to take maybe 8 volts of input. Some take more. Some will take up to 10. Some will only take 4 because that's what their radios put out.
Yeah.
Alpine. So the whole idea behind a 5 volt output is to keep the gain to the minimal amount possible, because twice as much signal, half as much noise. Thank you, Alpine, for pointing that. So you want to keep the gain as low as possible. I can't tell you how many times I get into a car and the guy goes, let me play my system for you. Let's hear it. At 18, it's full blast. Hey, look at me. Ah! And I'm like, what the? Oh man, I only got the gains turned up halfway. Well, you need to turn them down all the way. You don't need them halfway up. So start with the gains all the way down. Always start with the gains all the way down. Turn the volume all the way up. Play music that you want to listen to. Make sure you have your crossover points set to a reasonable for whatever you're trying to play. So if you have we always, when we set an amp on the bench, gains go all the way down, bass boost goes all the way down, crossovers all get set to 80 hertz, high pass and low pass. That way, when we get in the car and we turn the system on, we have some form of stopgap in place to prevent anything from going on. Yes, the Pioneers NEX do clip.
Yes.
We have a video on that. 4200 Radio DS DD1. Yeah, just go to the playlist on amp radio dynos.
Yes.
And you can see where they clip at. So anyways, you set it up, you get it rolling, turn it all the way up, play some music. If you have a 5 volt output, you're only going to crack those gains just a little bit. You don't need a lot. And then you're good to go.
All right.
That was a really long explanation. I'm sorry.
Yep,
Passionate about
that's
it.
a lot.
Really passionate about gain control.
2002 Suburban, planning to double in DVD. Is there something to retain the rear audio jazz non-ball system? By the way, 2002 Suburban.
The double din DVD 0. It's going to be an analog signal behind the radio. I don't think anyone makes a harness specifically for that. It's just an analog signal. Okay,
here.
Real quick. There was a guy that asked. I'm getting an amp warning or an amp clip, or he's got an NEX and it's coming up with the amp error message. I get an amp error message on my 4200 after 5 minutes. It went in, away. Should I be concerned?
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, we'll end on this. Amp error warning on a Pioneer means that one of two things is going on. It means that either the speaker lead is seeing some kind of a short or the RCA is seeing some kind of short. A short can be caused by many different things. If you're not using the RCAs for anything, you don't have the caps on them, and there's wires that are hanging back, you could be touching metal in the dash, or something could have touched it, fell down, give you the amp warning. 2, if you have a speaker in the door, just 4 speakers or tweeters, if you have a low ohm load, okay, so let's say you did something silly like bought 2 ohm Infinity Kappa speakers or something silly like that, and it's playing at a low ohm load, you have too many speakers, it's made to play 4, and let's say you have 8, that could cause that. If one of the speakers has a bad voice coil and is rubbing every now and then, or the voice coil is touching the basket, the speaker plays fine, it's shorting to the basket screwed to the door, You get a short that way. So there's a couple different things that can cause that problem. If you only got it once, I wouldn't worry about it. If you get it again, I would worry about it. As far as diagnosing it, like I said, it could be one of those problems. That's where you're going to start. If we can't figure it out real quick, then we just start by disconnecting everything and start just playing one speaker until it does it. All right, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jason.
Thanks for watching. Thanks, Jason, for being there for us. DNFToolDrawer.com for all your tool needs. We are on Patreon if you feel like donating money monthly to us.
Teesprings?
Podcast, yes, we do a podcast. This show is a podcast. Means you'll be able to listen to it if you want. The Monday show is a podcast, and Thursday we do an original podcast. There is no video. Teesprings is where you can find shirts not like this that say 5-star on them. Really cool. Come here, Haley. Come say hi. Long day.
Hi.
Haley says hi. Thanks for the balloons last time. That was great.
Oh, yeah.
All right. All right, end the show for me.
No.
Just end the show. Oh, you suck. All right, you guys have a great night as always. We'll see you later next time.